Hello everyone! Today I wanted to share with you one of my favorite books that I've read and listened to. I just recently made a post in my Facebook group, and we were talking about this subject, and I told everyone I would share my thoughts and my experience with this great book. The name of the book is called The Heart Math Method by Thad Cheatham and Howard Martin, or also it's called The Heart Math Solution. I will post some pictures of it now. I just wanted to share, my experience with it and what I've been able to take away from it, and how it's really helped me in my life, and how it's just brought more awareness and more attention to this great subject of the power of our heart, the power of what's in our heart and the relationship with our heart and our mind and our heart and our head, See, give you a little background history in case any of you haven't read the book or you're not familiar with it, is that this book was originally created from a man that started what's called the Heart Math Institute, where they were studying the relationship of the heart with the rest of the body. And they found out some very amazing information. They found out that the heart, it has its own nervous system that's separate from the other. It's separate, but yet it is connected to the rest of our parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system, or the ANS, autonomic nervous system. It is connected to it on the one hand, but it's also separate from it on the other hand too. And it was showing that the heart has so much power that it can be gauged when the heart's energy is really amplified. It can be gauged up to 7 to 10 feet away from our bodies. That's how much power. And the heart is the most powerful energy emitting source in our whole bodies. And it actually starts to beat in our mother's womb before the brain ever develops. And even today, scientists and people don't understand how it even does that, but it just shows that the heart is what usually develops first in the body a lot of times of the young baby, if I'm not mistaken, of course. But they show that the heart has such a great influence over the rest of the body, and that they've learned by studying at this Heart Math Institute the relationship on different things that we can do, different things that we can be aware of, different states of our emotions and feelings, and how they can affect our heart positively or negatively. And so today I don't have the physical book with me right now. I have it ordered. I've always just read the audiobook. The audiobook is my favorite, and I will post a picture of the audiobook now. And then I'm going to post a picture of the hardback book as well. And that is the difference, or the solid, the physical book. There's a difference. One's called the Heart Math Method, and that's the audiobook, and the other one's called the Heart Math Solution, and that one's either a paperback, a Kindle, or a hardback. And so I wanted to read today to you. They're very similar. It's just the audiobook, I think, goes in more detail because it was recorded when Howard Martin was teaching this information at a class, at a workshop. But it's really, really interesting because and that's what I recommend the most, is the audiobook, because it gives you so much more details into it. And I love listening to audiobooks. Plus, the way Howard Martin teaches it, it's really cool. And then also it has lots of Thad Cheatham's music in there, and it's some really great meditating music, to go along with this whole principle. And it gives a really kind of a comfortable vibe to the whole book, because in between the different chapters they play the very interesting music, But I want to read to you the basic gist of some of the important parts from the book. I have it on a PDF on my phone. I want to read part of it to you, and then I want to share with you two of the main techniques that they share with you in the book to really help you to develop a good heart-centered relationship with your heart and your brain. So let me read this to you. It's very interesting. They start off and they say, towards the beginning of the book, they say, how does heart intelligence work? Through this book, we'll present research studies that help to explain how and why heart intelligence works. In the laboratory, Institute scientists have found that when subjects focus on the heart area and activate a core heart feelings such as love, appreciation, or care, this focus immediately shifts their heart rhythms. When the rhythms become more coherent, a cascade of neural and biochemical events begin to affect virtually every organ in the body. You know, they've done a great demonstration, Howard Martin has. He's done one on YouTube where he took this girl and he brought her up on stage and he showed everyone a demonstration on how the heart math method really can help you. And it made the point really clearly, is that he brought this young girl up on the stage and he hooked her ear up with a diode. You know, it's a little electrical sensor to her ear, and it would read her heart rate. And well, at first, you know, she was all nervous and everything from being brought up on the stage, so her heart rate was kind of like this. You know, it was kind of, you could tell it was just it was kind of elevated because she was kind of under that stressful situation. But as he told her to start doing the heart meditation and just get into it more and more, you could see her heart rate planing out more harmoniously, and it was just real soft and soothing, and it just really, you know, shows the power of when we center ourselves and get ourselves into those heart feelings, you know. And but it goes on, the book does, and it says, core heart feelings affect both branches of the autonomic nervous system. They reduce the activity of the sympathetic nervous system, but that branches of the system that speed heart rate, constrict blood vessels, and stimulate the release of hormones, and increase the activity of the parasympathetic nervous system. So it reduces the activity of the sympathetic nervous system, and it increases the activity of the parasympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic is the branch of the system that slows the heart rate and relaxes the body's inner systems, thereby increasing its effectiveness. That's how you increase the core heart feelings effectiveness. In addition, the balance between these two branches of the nervous system is enhanced so that they work together with increased efficiency. This collaboration results in diminished friction and wear and tear on the nerves and internal organs. So see, this method of meditation and relaxation is very important to helping our nervous system to be able to calm down. That's one of the main reasons today I wanted to share this with you all, you know. But going on, it says positive emotions such as happiness, appreciation, compassion, care, and love not only change patterns of activity in the nervous system, they also reduce the production of stress hormone cortisol. Since the same precursor hormone is used in the manufacture of both cortisol and the anti-aging hormone DHEA, when cortisol is reduced, DHEA production is increased. This powerful hormone is known to have protective and regenerative effects on many of the body systems, and is believed to counter many of the negative effects of aging, you know. So see, it just shows that whenever we do those kind of things, it just helps our body to have less stress. And then when you have less stress, it's easier on the nervous system, and it's better for your hormone production and all of your glands, and your body can work more harmoniously, you know. But it goes on, it says, since the act of invoking heart intelligence has been shown to facilitate brain function, adjust the balance in the autonomic nervous system, lower blood pressure, increase stress-relieving hormones, and increase immune responses, it shouldn't surprise us that our bodies experience a sensation of well-being clear down to the cellular level, a sensation that we ourselves can induce. We feel better mentally and emotionally as a result of heart intelligence. And in the long run, the sensation translates into physical health. The best news of all is all of these effects are obtainable for each and every one of us with one key: practice. Practice is what makes it lock it in and makes it, you know, permanent, you know. It goes on and it says, he goes on and he talks about different things that you can start to do, but one of the things he talks about that I want to share with you right now, that's one of the next main tools that I wanted to share with you by talking about this book with you today. is that he talks about, they call a certain technique that they practice when they're not doing the meditation. It's just this is a little technique that they do in everyday stressful situations, whether you're at your job or whatever you may be doing, where you can't necessarily sit down and do a meditation. They call it the freeze frame. Well, the reason why they call it the freeze frame is they talk about how our lives are kind of like movies. And the movie is played out on the big screen. And a lot of times we react to the movie faster than our brain and our heart has the time to process the reaction to that thing that happened in the movie. Well, they talk about using the freeze frame technique to just slow ourselves down and to become more aware and to become more conscious of what's going on so we can make a better decision on it. And it says, freeze frame is a simple 5-step technique that gives you access to core heart values and to the power of the heart to take you from incoherence to coherence. Freeze frame creates balance between the two branches of the autonomic nervous system, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. The autonomic nervous system, or ANS, interacts with our digestive, cardiovascular, immune, and hormonal systems. Negative mental and emotional responses such as anger and worry create disorder and imbalance in the autonomic nervous system, while positive responses such as appreciation, compassion create increased order and balance. Increased order in turn results in more efficient brain function. By internally shifting into a more aware perceptual state through the freeze frame technique, we modify input from the heart to the brain via the autonomic nervous system. So you're using the power of your heart to positively affect your autonomic nervous system. And then that can positively affect your brain. And then that can positively affect your amygdala that's in your brain, because that's the emotion center of the brain. Okay, then that can possibly affect the master glands that we always talk about in my group and stuff. And then that can help your adrenals to work better and not to be stressed all the time. And then that can help your kidneys to function better, and just so on and so on. So that's why it really does all start in the relationship we have with the feelings we have in our heart and the reactions we have to day-to-day activities, and how we process them first in the heart and then in the mind and then everywhere else. But it goes on, it says, freeze frame is useful for making in-the-moment shifts in perception and attitude. When you need clarity to make decisions big and small, or to reduce stress, use the freeze frame technique. Alright, and it says, here's an example of how it works. Say you're at the office or on a typical busy day. Everything is moving fast, but then things start to become confusing and chaotic. You feel so overloaded, so stressed out, and you don't know how to proceed. You stop for 60 seconds and use the freeze frame to calm your mind, synchronize your nervous system, and increase your level of internal coherence. Then you see clearly your options for dealing with the situation. See, it helps to kind of balance you out and not let you keep getting frustrated and stressed and irritated. Kind of helps to bring you back down to being centered and calmed, and kind of like, it's a form of meditation, but you're just bringing more awareness to this level of meditation, And it says, then you clearly see your options for dealing with the situation. From the more balanced state of awareness that freeze frame results in, you get a handle on how to do what needs to be done in less time and less stress. Simply said, freeze frame helps to manage your thoughts and reactions and thereby reduce stress. Okay, now I want to talk about how to do the freeze frame and the steps that it takes to do it. So let me scroll down to that part of the book, and I want to share this with you, because it's really cool, and it's very, very useful, on how we can just be more aware of this. And we can start, the more we start to practice it, then we can see how it can become kind of like an instinctual thing that we can do automatically, and we're not even thinking about it, But okay, freeze frame. What is freeze frame? I told you about that already. Okay, now, the 5 steps to freeze frame. Here are the 5 steps of freeze frame technique. Number 1, recognize the stressful feelings and freeze frame it. It means just put a halt on the stressful feelings and recognize them. Don't keep going into them more and more and letting them work you up even more. Take a time out, it says. Number 2, Make a sincere effort to shift your focus away from the racing mind or disturbed emotions to the area around your heart. Pretend that you're breathing through your heart to help focus your energy in this area. Keep your focus there for 10 seconds or more. Recall a positive, fun feeling or time you've had in your life and try to re-experience it. You're trying to feel that happiness and love in your heart, and you're doing what we always talk about in these wonderful communities. You're using the power of love from your heart to help you to calm down in that moment. Now, using your intuition, common sense, and sincerity, ask your heart, what would be more efficient response to the situation, one that would minimize future stress? Now, number 5, listen to what your heart says in answer to your question. It's an effective way to put your reactive mind and emotions in check, and in-house source of common sense solutions. So Howard Martin, he tells in the audiobook, he tells a situation where he actually had to use the freeze frame when he was flying on the plane somewhere. He was going on a flight and he was sitting there beside he was sitting beside a lady and her young child. And the young child was acting up real bad. He was just not behaving well, And then for some reason the lady, I don't know why, he said that she changed his diaper right there on the table right beside him, where they served her food, And he said that he kept on misbehaving and all these things, and she took the dirty diaper off, and I think before she had a chance, I think either the boy kicked it or it fell over or something like that, and bad happened. And then he let that go. He kind of let that, didn't bother him too bad, even though he was disturbed by that. But then later the boy, he was eating some blueberries or something, and then he ended up spilling them on his shirt, on Howard's shirt, and he stained it real bad and all these things. And Howard said, when life throws you all these complications and you're in this situation and you can't do anything really about it because, he was sitting beside someone on the airplane, he said he just had to go into freeze frame. He had to just, sit there real calmly and just go into his heart space, and then just to calm himself down in that stressful situation, and to just make it through that situation till he could get, off the plane. And he said he learned how to use this technique of freeze frame to be able to keep him from normally reacting in a negative way like a lot of us do when we're not educated enough on how to use heart's intelligence, how to use our awareness and our understanding of how we can just every situation that comes our way, we have an option on how to respond to it. We can respond to something positively or something negatively. We have to make that choice, and we make that choice first by our feelings in our heart. And that's the reason why these things I'm talking to you about today, and the reason why this book is so powerful. And so I really encourage you guys to go out there and to, if you can, get the audiobook. You can buy the audiobook from Amazon, or you can buy it from Audible. But also you can buy the physical book too, and put it in your library like I have with so many of my great books, and you can have it there for times when you like to read a physical book as well. And then you can also get the Kindle version too, But now I'm going to share with you, before I let you guys go, because I wanted to keep this video nice and short as much as possible and to the point, so that more people would see it and they would watch it and they would get some value out of it, Is the last thing I want to share with you is what they call the heart lock-in, but what I like to call the heart meditation, or the heart math meditation. But I like the way heart meditation sounds so much better than all the other ones. But the reason why they call it heart lock-in is that you just lock all your focus and your attention in on the heart's energy. And the way that they describe how to do it, and it's so beautiful, and I'm going to do it for you right now to show you, and then to demonstrate it for you guys, and hope that you will take it on for yourself too, is that this is what he told the young girl to do when he brought her up on the stage. He told her, he said, close your eyes. Close your eyes and sit real calmly and real peacefully, and put your focus on your heart, and put your hands over your heart. And put your focus on your heart, and imagine a beautiful white glowing light is emanating from your heart to the rest of your body. And imagine with every breath that you take as you're sitting there, because I would be breathing in and out, and I wouldn't be talking to you if I wasn't trying to explain to you how to do this. And with every breath that you take, imagine that that white glowing light is getting brighter and brighter and brighter, and it's shining outwards away from your heart, bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's starting to emanate out so much that it's coming through every part of your body, every part of your being, and it's shooting out into your surrounding room and surrounding area where you're at, and it's going out into the atmosphere, and it's purifying your immediate surroundings, and it's just helping you to feel this beautiful, white, pure, peaceful light that's filled with love. And he said what you do to focus the love on that light is you think of any positive and joyful and happy experience you had in your life that brought joy to your life. Like for you moms or ladies, your experience of having your first child, or the experience of us having our first animal or our first pet. You know, just something that brings a smile to your face. And I like to even smile when I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about it. And then I also like to sit there and I repeat to myself inside my brain as well as outside sometimes too. I say, I am love. I am filled with love. Every part of my being is filled with love. And I feel the love shining forward from my heart with great energy and power. And I feel that love bathing all the cells in my body and helping my whole nervous system to calm down and to relax. And you know, that's what you do. You just focus on the heart's energy, and you just sit there and you just let that energy help to calm you down and to let it help you to meditate in a way that you've never probably experienced before, you know. And so that's a good example of some of the areas that I loved about the book. But also one more part before I let you go, guys, is that I really love chapter 6 of the audiobook, because he talks about the connection of the emotions and the amygdala and the heart and the brain. And also I like chapter 8 and 7 and 8. So I like 6, 7, and 8. Those are some of my favorite chapters in the audiobook. Plus I love the music, and I loved the whole book. I really did, you know. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the video that I made today on the heart math method and the heart math solution. And remember, the heart math method is the audio book, and the heart math solution is the physical book or the Kindle book, or you know, you get it, you know. But guys, I've enjoyed talking to you today about this wonderful subject because I really love this book so much. It's such a wonderful book to explain to us the power of the heart and how the heart can positively help our bodies to heal the way that we want them to, and most importantly help to heal our nervous system, help us to heal from all the challenging emotions and feelings from our past and our current lives, and just help us to overall have some peace and harmony. And I love to do this as well as practicing my deep breathing and my normal meditation. And I just love this experience of the love you feel in your heart. But guys, on that note, I love you all so much. Great love to you all. And until next time, I hope everyone's journey to Wellville is balanced mentally, spiritually, and physically. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.